Okay, Susie, here's a report on your lessons. Reminder from the things that we worked on here this week. You're going to try your best to keep the club face whereas it's on that angle now. You're going to try to keep it on that angle longer in the backswing. I call that an easy way to think of it, I think, is the club face continues to look at the ball longer. So if I look at this club face, it's already looking over here, which is normally what I would call a square position or fairly square, but it is not good for you. I think we could get a lot more hit on the ball, and the reason I like it closed at that position is it goes even more open at this position. So you see if you look at your posture, the angle of your upper body, that's kind of the angle that you want the club face to be on. So I didn't introduce this until day 3 because I wanted to get the main things down, which was get the club started to the inside, get your swing a little shorter, and get you to use your body coming through the ball a little bit better. But I did add this yesterday because that's going to play a role in it too, so consider it, okay? Now let's go back to point 1. Okay, what I want you to do here, as much as possible, is to keep this shoulder a little bit closed. So move your right shoulder back at the address. I don't mean aim to the right, just your shoulders, which will help you get started in this direction. Okay, and another way to think about it, Susie, would be to make sure that your hands stay at the distance they are from your body right now. So right now your arms are under your shoulders and you're set up pretty much the way that you should be and that the way you want to be. The setup is fine, but you have a tendency, or had a tendency, and got less so as the week went on, and you can see what happens there, that the hands tend to go out away from the ball. And that's better than it was, for sure better than it was. But we still want to keep them nice and tight. Remember what we're trying to do here. The big picture is we are trying to connect the arms and the club and the body. And early on, if it gets disconnected like that, you're kind of playing catch up for the rest of the swing. It's really common habit, but one that I think you're a good enough golfer to be able to correct. So shut face, inside. You could put, if you can get one of those aim sticks. I really think, as you know, I don't use a lot of teaching tools, but I do believe in that one. And it comes apart in 3 pieces and fits in your golf bag. That's that one that has the ball there. Or, you could just ask Chuck to hold a club there while you're hit a few, just to get used to the habit. You can go right into your backyard and start doing that right off of the get-go, right? It's not something you even have to go to a driving range. The first few feet are critical in connecting us. And I think that's where your swing gets into some problems. That's pretty open. And that cup in the left wrist isn't helping matters either. That keeping the club face looking at the ball will get rid of some of that. The next thing that we got to do is just cut down the length a little bit. like for an iron shot, for this middle iron here, 7, or you would be good to go not much further than that. Would get you a lot more control. And the final piece of the puzzle would be for you is to start with the body turning through so that at impact you're really seeing the hips turn this way. Now, this is something that you picked up on by Wednesday with your pitch shots. You turned through them very nicely as you were hitting a couple of the short shots. And I think a wedge shot is a great place for you to do that. And then build on it with your 7 iron and right up to your bag. But it's hard to get used to at first. But I can assure you that one of the things you said from the first day was I hit, and I asked you to tell me what the nature of your bad shots is. You said some fat ones and some hooks. Well, they would both be due to lack of turn through. Those are the 2 shots that are the most common when the hips aren't turning through. So let's take a look here. And as I said from the beginning, your swing was very functional the way it was. But I know you didn't come down here from Georgia to be told that your swing is good or functional. You want to know how it could get better. And so the points that we're making here are no criticisms. They are simply suggestions for little minor changes that will amount to a much bigger so we'll go with well, we could take any, but we'll take this one. Wrong side. Well, even though it's one up, we'll show you what I mean. Inside, arms, chest on, arm on the chest, nice and tight. Drop it down, and already the turn is beginning. And that's what I mean by that. That right knee's headed right for the left knee, heel starting to come up, and at impact, we're seeing the backside from this camera angle. That's exactly the move I would like you to play over and over. Would be that one right there. You're going to drive your right side, your right hip and your right shoulder right through the ball so that nothing stops. It's not just, that's why her ball's going so straight even though her club's going way to the left, because she's got her body powering that, which holds the club face square longer. You can see that club looking down. Here comes the turn. Drop the arms, turn the body. And that would be a really big breakthrough for you to be able to get onto that. And I think you'll get some amazing results when you do. Okay, it was a pleasure having you in the school. And hopefully you learned a lot of things. Remember to keep the sheet handy, and remember to be able to send a swing to me from time to time when you can. The follow-up program is pretty important, because I hate to send all you folks on your way with no recourse to be able to turn to the new information. Okay, all right. So we'll stay in touch, and pleasure again having you and Chuck.